Welcome to the Green Report. Today's focus: goal number 1 of the 17 SDGs, end poverty in all its forms everywhere. As of today, the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, first published in 2015, provide the most concrete, specific description of what we must do as a species to survive in the long term, because they represent the most objective, academically and scientifically established paths towards a sustainable human existence. These SDGs can serve as a guide for business and organization leaders to redefine their organization's mission and vision. Let's talk about the very first one out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals: end poverty in all its forms everywhere. The UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is aimed at eradicating poverty in all its dimensions and building the resilience of the poor and those in vulnerable situations, as well as reducing their vulnerability to climate-related extreme events and other economic, social and environmental shocks and disasters. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development aims to end extreme poverty worldwide by 2030. Global poverty fell from 10.1% in 2015 to 8.6% in 2018. Nowcasts suggest that the COVID-19 pandemic caused the global poverty rate to rise sharply from 8.3% in 2019 to 9.2% in 2020, the first increase in extreme poverty since 1998 and the largest since 1990, setting back poverty reduction by 3 years. COVID-19 reversed 25 years of poverty reduction. Inflation and the Ukraine war are worsening this unprecedented reversal. These crises will increase extreme poverty by 95 million in 2022 compared to pre-pandemic projections. Why is there so much poverty in the world? Poverty has many dimensions, but its causes include unemployment, social exclusion, and the high vulnerability of certain populations to disasters, diseases, and other phenomena that keep them from working. Why should we be concerned about the economic situation of others? There are numerous reasons for this, but in short, our well-being as humans is inextricably linked. Growing inequality harms economic growth and undermines social cohesion, raising political and social tensions and, in some cases, fueling insecurity and conflict. Why is social protection so important? The COVID-19 pandemic will have both short-term and long-term economic consequences for people all over the world. Strong social protection systems are critical for mitigating the effects and keeping many people out of poverty. Nonetheless, in 2016, 55% of the world's population, approximately 4 billion people, did not receive any form of social protection. Unemployment benefits were available to only 22% of unemployed workers. The state of this goal as of 2022. The COVID-19 pandemic has reversed 25 years of poverty reduction, increasing extreme poverty for the first time in a generation. Now, rising inflation and the Ukraine war may slow progress. The combined crises could increase extreme poverty by 75 million to 95 million in 2022. Most countries have introduced new social protection measures in response to the crisis, but many were short-term and have not yet helped many vulnerable people. Poorer countries need unprecedented pro-poor growth to end poverty by 2030. For the first time in 2 decades, the global share of workers in extreme poverty rose from 6.7% in 2019 to 7.2% in 2020, pushing 8 million workers into poverty. During COVID-19, workers lost hours and income. In 2021, working poverty fell to 6.9%, but it remains higher than before the pandemic. Most regions remain below 2019 levels. Sub-Saharan Africa and Oceania have the highest working poverty rates and the largest increases in the past 2 years. Youth and women, who were already more likely to be working poor, may have seen their rates rise due to the pandemic. In 2020, working hour losses and pay cuts disproportionately affected youth and women, widening these gaps. So what can we do about it? Our active participation in policymaking can help to alleviate poverty. It ensures that your rights are promoted and heard, that intergenerational knowledge is shared, and that innovation and critical thinking are to support transformational change in people's lives and communities at all ages. Governments can contribute to the creation of an enabling environment for the creation of productive employment and job opportunities for the poor and marginalized. The private sector has a significant impact on whether the growth it generates is inclusive and contributes to poverty reduction. It has the potential to increase economic opportunities for the poor. Science has made a significant contribution to the abolition of poverty. It has, for example, increased access to safe drinking water, decreased deaths from waterborne diseases, and improved hygiene to reduce health risks associated with unsafe drinking water and a lack of sanitation. We'll continue the journey of sustainability in this series. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay tuned.